Why do you keep calling me Calvin?
That is your name, isn't it? Calvin Klein? It's written all over your underwear.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Fredo, you're my older brother, and I love you. But don't ever take sides with anyone against the family again. Ever.
We love our next guest. He's Jack Zimmerman, war hero, book writer, author, all-around Renaissance guy. Jack, how are you?
Good, Al. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Where are you at today? You're in the van, so obviously you're traveling again.
Oh, yeah. We're on the road doing a little fishing down here in the south.
Really? What are you fishing for?
Oh, we're fishing some bass down here in Tennessee.
Oh, good for you. Name of the group? Is there a special group or just some friends?
No, just fishing some friends down here.
Okay. All right, very cool. You do all the catfishing stuff, that sort of thing. And that's where are the Patriot catfishing folks?
They're
Is that
down in Alabama.
Alabama? You ever think of pulling something like that off up here in Minnesota, your own version of it? I remember 40 years ago when I first was in radio in Fairmont, they had this sheephead tournament you've caught sheephead. That is like the nastiest tasting of fish. And then we all ate them on the beach. I'm like, this is what we're eating. Yeah, they figured you could beer batter anything at the time and you were fine. I don't know. It wasn't good. But you ever think of putting your own on?
Yeah, I thought about it, especially with all the people and friends that I have in the industry and stuff like that. I don't know. I mean, absolutely. Right now, I'm working on standing up my own nonprofit. The idea behind the nonprofit is building a world for everyone and making places more accessible. I'm super lucky. I can get to a lot of places and do a lot of things, but there's a lot of people that are in a similar situation as I am, being, me missing my legs. There's people in wheelchairs all over the place that can't get to the places that I can get to, and I want to give them an opportunity to have enjoy events and venues and things like that, and have the best experience and be able to use the restroom and do all the things and make the experience is fun for them. So I want to build a world for everyone.
I love that a lot. Let us know when you get that thing up and running, will you?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
we'll talk about it. All right. You got a barbecue place? Let me grab my list. Where's my list? I just made a list. I ran out.
It's so early in the morning now. I get hungry now, and all day long I'm hungry.
We completely accidentally, my wife and I were heading to Eau Claire for a graduation, and we were going through Austin at lunchtime, and I said, find us someplace to eat. She goes, what do you think of a place called, I got it here, Piggy Blues?
That's a lot of pressure. That's a lot of pressure asking you where you want to eat. That's a lot of pressure.
Almost anything works for me as long as it's got meat. Piggy Blues Barbecue. Piggy Blues Barbecue in Austin. It's kitty corner from the Spam Museum. And I said, let's give it a shot. This is the true story. We're walking in. Another couple are coming in. They said, second best restaurant in the entire area, and we're going to the first one later tonight. I didn't even ask what the first one was, so I said, wonder why that is. It was unbelievably great food. The Piggy Blues, people were fantastic.
What'd you get?
I went with I want to call it a smorgasbord. I said, what do you have that gives me a bit of everything? So it was a slab of every kind of meat. I had the rib, which was fantastic, the brisket. We had turkey and chicken on my plate. My wife, I don't remember what she had. And then they had some homemade potato chips, for lack of a better term. I know they got a name for them, but oh my God. So the waitress was fantastic. I'm an honest guy. Famous Dave's kind of my go-to, just because you always know what it is. You're riding through. Yeah. This puts that to shame. It was fantastic. And then I find out they've been there 25 years. What did I know? So anyway, I've been asking people their favorites, and I got the list going. Give me yours. There it is.
Smokey D's north of Des Moines is just, it's just on the north edge of Des Moines. That is by far my favorite barbecue joint. See, was there anything on the menu that was missing that you felt like should have been there but was missing on there? Is there something they could add?
I probably should spend more time there. I was shocked with how good it was. I think there's something about barbecue joints have to look a certain way, random crap on the wall. It had all that. So I spent a lot of time looking around, not thinking much. But they made their own sauces, which I thought were fantastic, from the really heaty stuff down. He made it all himself, good job for him. Throw two more out to you. Smokies in East Bethel, I've been told. Jelly Beans in Julia's in Coon Rapids. And I don't know if you've had the TNT guy out of Mankato.
Oh, yeah.
He's a a truck guy? I mean, I had him when he brought it down in his, what do they call it?
Tell me about him.
Oh my gosh. Good stuff. So anyway, if you got a favorite barbecue spot, let us know. We'll put it on the list. Just wondered, you get a lot. Now you say that in Des Moines. I don't know. You go down south all the flipping time, and you're telling me Des Moines your fave.
Well, I mean, it's the most accessible one for me, you know? I mean, I go through Des Moines.
You drive by there all the time, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've had some great barbecue all over Texas. I mean, it's no doubt, you know, it's kind of like, you know, in Texas, it's like somebody picks a day and they make the brisket. There's brisket around every day, you know, it seems like, you know? So that's always kind of nice. But, I mean, down in Texas, I feel like that's what they live off of is smoker down there. So, you know, I spend so much time down there in the wintertime. I'm getting a lot of barbecue, and it's really good. But I think my go-to, my fallback, is always Smoky D's there in Des Moines, and that's kind of like my, you know.
And are you what do I want to say, a wet barbecue sauce guy? Are you a dry rub guy? Which one would you prefer?
You know, I just like a tender meat. That's the main thing. I love chicken. I love chicken, some dark meat, some thighs, you know, stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
That's so good. But down in Texas, I had Rudy's, and that was my favorite barbecue joint down in Texas. It was called Rudy's, and then they called themselves the worst barbecue joint in Texas because in Texas you're not supposed to use barbecue sauce, but they had the best barbecue sauce, and they were proud of it.
See, it's two ways of going, and in all honesty, I don't mind it either way. I don't like too slathered up and getting all, you know, mucked up on my fingers, but I'm really a dry rub guy if I'm going to make my choice.
And then the thing that I had the first time in Texas that changed my life was cream corn, you know, and then that was just, you know, you can't have barbecue without cream corn anymore these days, you know?
I find all the sides. You can take okra, just keep it. We're down in Austin. I don't have any time for okra. Same. That I don't know who thought that was a good idea. But I was a grits guy, but I got that way from the service. You ever do the grits in the service? When I was in the service, I had grits for the first time, and I liked them.
When I was in the service growing up, you know, grits were always cigarettes. So the first time in basic training got offered grits, I told her I don't smoke, so I kept moving along. But they grew on me over time, Al. They grew on me over time.
I like it a lot. All right, I got to go to break early. I want to talk about your podcast. That thing is taken off. The Strength of Service. Can we do that on the other side of the break?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. He's Jack Zimmerman on the Al Travis Show.
All the special interests are represented in St. Paul. But who speaks for you? Center of the American Experiment does. Our policy fellows dig into the tough issues that matter to you and offer common sense solutions on education, taxes, crime, and energy. American Experiment is the trusted, nonpartisan voice of Minnesotans like you. We are working every day to make Minnesota a better, safer, more prosperous place. We are American Experiment. Go to americanexperiment.org to learn more.
Everybody knows you have to have a guy in the auto repair business. If you own a car, you need to know Paul. Paul owns Jay's Auto Shop. I don't know. Ask him. Jay's Auto Shop's locally and veteran-owned. Paul's your guy in the car business. He'll fix just what needs fixing, make sure it's done right, and at a fair price. You want to know your car's being taken care of, take it to Paul at Jay's Auto Shop. 202 North Main Street, Blue Earth, 507-525-1052. 507-525-1052.
Easily offended? The Al Travis Show is not for you. The Al Travis Show. All sides are welcome.
We've got him. He is a multimedia savant. I'm literally doing radio with you, and Instagram hits that Jack's got a comment to make. So you're an Instagrammer as well, are you?
Oh, yeah.
What do you not do?
Jack Zimmerman USA if you want to follow me on Instagram, but I post all my adventures on there and whatnot. But no, I enjoy doing the social media thing and sharing all the stuff that I'm doing. We got the podcast, the book, all the stuff going on with the motivational speaking. So it's a good platform to share all my stuff on. But the podcast lately, Al, that thing has been booming. People have been eating that up.
I'm loving it. It's called Strength of Service, correct? Your podcast?
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, you got it. New episode just dropped this morning.
Probably during that last commercial break. I'm sitting here. You're doing commercial breaks. You're dropping things on Instagram. Okay, so tell us about Strength of Service, what it is, what people will get when they go there.
Yeah, Strength of Service was a podcast started with another veteran friend of mine, Mike McLaughlin. We bring people on the show that are just your ordinary, everyday people that you're around in your community that are serving and going above and beyond that. Maybe you wouldn't even know about it,
Mm-hmm.
Doctors, teachers, firemen, veterans, and everybody has a story. And we always want to tap into, how do people find the strength to continue to serve people every day, and
Sure.
It can be exhausting, and
Well, yeah.
Going above and beyond and sharing those stories, I think that the only way to inspire people to keep, doing great things is to see other people doing great things. That's leadership. You don't tell people to go do great things. You go do great things, and people are going to want to do great things,
And it's strength behind it. Where do they got to pick up your podcast? Strength of Service. Where do you get it?
Yeah, you can find it pretty much anywhere. Any platform you download the podcast on. Apple, Spotify is our main place that we download on. But, iHeart, anywhere you go, you can find our podcast.
And is there a certain number you drop a month? Is it just whenever you find the right guy? How often does guys check it for new stuff?
Yeah, this thing is really ramping up. We had been trying to post every week, and then we had a little small business problem, with
these things happen.
Technology and that we got worked all through that. So now every week, every Monday, you can expect a new episode to drop.
Really?
And we bring on somebody new every week and share their story. And I mean, we've had some incredible stories. I mean, we've had a POW on our show before.
Wow!
He talks about being in Vietnam for 7 years, and being stuck in a hole, and just incredible story. And you need to go on there and listen to that. And there's just local heroes that you wouldn't even know, like Scott Wolf, who was on the green ramp the day that an F-16 collided with a C-130, and everybody on the tarmac got burned up, and so many people were killed that day, and he shares this whole story of being on the ground that day while it happened, and
wow.
Like Hurley, the guy that was wounded with me that day, he comes on and shares his experience of his perspective of that day,
Wow.
So many incredible stories of military stories. And then you have we had a brain surgeon on there from Mayo talking about doing brain surgery and things like that. And like the idea of being able to provide, fixing things for people in life is just, giving somebody like their life back is incredible, Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. Strength of Service is the name of the podcast. Can we do a bit of a flashback? Because I want to say it was last Wednesday, might have been Tuesday.
Yeah.
But weren't you at the ribbon cutting of the Bravo Zulu house? Did I not see pictures of that on your Insta?
Correct.
Is that what you kids call it, your Insta?
That's correct, Al. Bravo Zulu house, the ribbon has been cut. Al, it's so funny. I got to speak at the event, and when I introduced myself, I said I'm Jack Zimmerman, wounded in a horrible ribbon cutting accident. That's when I lost my legs,
And you have big scissors right there, and you.
Oh yeah. Oh man, no, we got to have a little fun with it, Al. So, we cut the ribbon for the Bravo Zulu house. It'll be the first sober living transitional housing for veterans in the country. Absolutely sad that it hasn't happened already, but incredible that it's happening, and it's happening right in southern Minnesota. And guys that have dual diagnosis, guys that have been diagnosed with PTSD and substance abuse problems, go off to treatment, and when they get out of treatment, where do they go? They're going to go to Bravo Zulu house now. get their life back together, get a new routine, get everything figured out, be around positive influences. It's life-changing.
It's so amazing that America's been along as it has, and no one until Tim Murray comes along figures out these men and women with PTSD. You get PTSD, you start doing drugs to help cope with that. Oh, you've got a drug problem? We'll send you to 30 days in treatment, and you'll be off the drugs. Then you come out, you still got PTSD, which started the whole thing, and then you're right back on the trail again. It seems so weird that this is the first one in the nation, doesn't it? I mean, it just makes sense.
I mean, it's crazy to think, Al, that you have somebody that has PTSD that you don't acknowledge that, but you get them sober. All you're doing now is making these guys raw dog their PTSD. You know what I mean? Like, they have nothing to cope with it now. It's awful. So we got to deal with the PTSD as well. So we can send them up to treatment. They can get both of them worked on, come out, new person, and have a place to be successful. And the coolest thing is, Al, is that it's not just some random people standing this up. Tim Murray's group has an incredible track record of getting people sober and getting their lives back on track in the civilian world, and now that they're bringing that to the military world, that's just exciting.
And I think they've raised $1.4 million to make this first house happen. They're already looking at the women's version of this house. I don't know if it's in Winnebago as well. I don't know that yet. But that group is doing stuff, like you say, strength and service. These are guys doing it for our guys, and we appreciate it. Real quick, folks who don't know, you do the motivational speaking. I'll tell you what, I've watched some online of graduation speeches of people making fun that may not be all that motivational. I love that. I think, why didn't these people call Jack? Jack does motivational speaking. He wrote the book 5 Minutes, 300 Seconds That Changed My Life. Also, Beyond 5 Minutes, Lessons from a Wounded Warrior's Life Outdoors. You do it, but they got to get you signed up. How do they get you signed up, Jack?
Go to my website, jackzimmermanusa.com. Click on Get in Touch. Reach out to me. Let's get a dates figured out. And if you're going to have me for the fall, you should have called me yesterday because we're getting booked up fast. If you want me for next spring, you really need to get calling because that's filling up fast too. So awesome things coming. And
you kind of tailor it, right? You'll tailor each speech. I mean, you can do this for businesses. You do it at graduations and whatever. You'll tailor that speech for the crowd, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Wherever I go, I really make my speech about whoever I'm speaking to and build it in so that it fits the setting that we're in.
Love that. All right, one last thing, because you were just mentioning it just before we got on the air. I didn't get to watch the NASCAR race yesterday because you couldn't find it.
Oh, man, Al, you missed out. It's on Prime now. Amazon Prime broadcasted the race yesterday, and I'm telling you what, that was the best broadcast of NASCAR I had ever seen yet, and that was the first time Prime, as far as I know, has hosted a race, and it was great.
Oh, so you just teed me off. That's exactly the problem. Football's doing that stuff like you get the NFL Network if you need to catch the shows that are over there in England or whatever. Just stop it. At some point, you're making enough money. Don't make me have to buy Prime Television just to watch your 2 races or whatever you're going to have here. That stuff teased me off, Jack. Tease me off.
How are we going to figure this out, Al? You're going to have a subscription to the NFL, to NASCAR, to Prime, to
the Netflix, NBA. Yeah,
you're going to have a subscription to them all. That's where we're headed.
And that is where we're heading. It's too bad. Jack, I'm out of time. Love having you on, my boy. We'll do it again next week.
Sounds good, Al. Look forward to it.
Jack Zimmerman on the Al Travis Show. Go to Strength of Service, the podcast. Sign up today.
If it's your turn to host a game, Grandpa's Barbecue suggests you try